What community means to me. To me, a community is like a group you feel a sense of belonging in. A sense of, yes, these are my people. This is my tribe. This is where I'm meant to be. Growing up Asian in Australia, I was always confused which community I belonged to. Born in Sydney, I've never been to China. I knew some Cantonese and vague Mandarin, but as soon as I went to preschool, all I wanted to speak was English. It got harder when I was a teenager. I'd look in the mirror and wish I had white skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes. The only Asian I saw on TV as a child was Kathleen on High Five. Chinese New Year would come around, and I'd get this sense that there was an unlocked secret. And if I could find that hidden dragon or that crouching tiger, I'd feel one with my brothers and sisters that was so fluent in a culture that seemed so far away. I was lucky to not experience overt racism growing up, which I know a lot of others do. The most I remember is some high school boy staring at me through a bus window and pulling his eyes, or people being surprised when maths was my weakest subject. Being a teenager is hard enough when you're trying to find your group, your community. Growing up, I always considered my family pretty westernized. We assimilated. When my grandfather moved to Australia, he opened the first petrol station owned by a Chinese man, which blows my mind. Now that I'm a little older, I've been digging harder and harder to understand where I've come from. Because to understand where I've come from might help me understand where I'm going. Today, my sense of community is shifting even more. The place I call home is feeling foreign. I feel the uncomfortable stares, the judgmental silences. I hear the stories of xenophobia, of the every man for themselves mentality, which feels like knots in my chest. I see Facebook friends sharing anti-Chinese sentiments. This doesn't feel like the united community we had just a few months ago. It makes me think about how lucky I am to be alive. It reminds me to be grateful about the things I do have. It makes me think of the stories my grandma has told me of our hometown and how her village made their income from mandarin skins, to how they used a certain flour to cool down from the heat. How lucky I am to be in a country with clean air and clean water. It reminds me that there are still communities that bond together in dire times of stress. And it doesn't matter how small that community is. By existing, they bring hope to whoever is in them. For now, my community is my family, safe in our home. And we stand tall and strong together. A community unites when it is in need. And that is what it means to me.